Get ready, start. Mr. Deputy Chairman, sir, I thought that the explanation that I had given was a comprehensive explanation and that it will not lead to so much of discussion on the points that had already been clarified in my exposition, but honorable members still raised some doubts about the measure. So far as imports of goods are concerned, it is not possible for imports to take place in anticipation of getting an import license. This measure, as the honorable member sitting there pointed out, is an enabling measure. The customs collectors have already a discretion in the matter and they have been exercising this discretion for years, and because the honorable member sitting there has got some practical experience of how this discretion is exercised at the ports, he has said that this will mitigate the difficulties that are being undergone by the importers and exporters. And as I pointed out in my speech, sir, when this discretion was stopped for the time being, all the traders and representatives of the trading sections met and expressed their acute difficulties in this regard, that they were not able to move forward in regard to export or import, especially with regard to the export of tea. Perhaps you know, sir, that for tea the license can be sold and purchased in the market. If somebody has got an export license and he has not been able to arrange the goods, he can sell this license in the market and somebody else can purchase it. The time lag between the purchase and export of tea from here and the auctions abroad is always naturally short, and sometimes it became very difficult to export it in time because auctions take place abroad, and in that auctioneering period certain commitments are made and then the things have to be supplied in a definite period. Now in that period, if a licensee has not got the actual possession of the license but he is sure to get it, in such a case the customs authorities have been exercising their discretion and taking the responsibility on their shoulders. They have been doing this thing for years, and this measure only gives legal sanctity to what they have been doing. As I said, under executive orders, they were exercising their own discretion in the matter. They have been accepting these bonds, taking the responsibility upon themselves. As I said, I think it is more secure for those customs collectors to have legal sanctity behind their actions. So before taking any steps, they themselves will be conscious of the legal consequences of the whole thing. Now if they take certain bonds in an an irresponsible manner, the responsibility is not only of the importer or the exporter, the responsibility in legal terms is of the customs collector also. Therefore, sir, the apprehension that has been expressed by the honorable member sitting opposite is not quite correct. I can still assure the House on the point that so far as the customs collectors are concerned, there is a code of conduct, and in exercising their discretion, they are guided by the instructions given to them from time to time by their higher authorities at the center. They have got a code of conduct under which they have this freedom of discretion, and they are always conscious of the responsibility that they owe to their superior officers at the center. They are guided through the directions given by the center from time to time, and I can assure the House that so far as the instructions are concerned, they have been complied with, and we have not had cases so far brought to our notice where the customs collectors have misused their discretion. Not many cases have come to us by which we can feel that there is any danger that the customs officers will exercise their discretion properly. So far as the generality of the proposed section is concerned, it has been pointed out that this section is very general and it can cover all aspects of a case. I think it was the very purpose of this bill to make this measure a general measure to cover all the emergencies that can arise in a particular case. Exercise of the discretion and judgment depends on the nature of a particular case, the particular background of the case, and therefore, sir, it could not have been codified in a certain number of words or a certain number of sentences that these things will come under the discretion of the customs collector, and these things would not come under his discretion. Lakhs and lakhs varieties of things are being imported and exported, and it is very difficult to bring each and every emergency that will arise in a codified law. Therefore, sir, the whole wording of the proposed section has been drafted in a general way to cover all possible cases that have been arising and that will arise later. As I said, careful discretion has been exercised by the customs authorities. Full stop.